You're watching Mirror 7 News. Stay informed, stay ahead for more news.
In Arizona, tens of thousands of people packed into State Farm Stadium for a memorial that looked less like a somber service and more like a powerful political rally. The focus of it all was Charlie Kirk, the 31-year-old conservative activist and co-founder of Turning Point USA, who was shot and killed on September 10th while debating students in Utah. His death has been framed by his supporters as the loss of a martyr, a man who was seen by many on the right as a defender of faith, freedom, and conservative values. Former President Donald Trump was the headline speaker. He described Kirk as a great American hero and a martyr for freedom, telling the vast crowd that Kirk had been assassinated because he lived boldly, argued brilliantly, and stood up bravely. At times, Trump mixed his tribute with his signature political rhetoric, turning to attacks on the radical left and mocking his opponents. But he returned often to the theme that Kirk's name would now be remembered in history. The mood inside the stadium was intense. Attendees had waited for hours. Some even camped overnight to secure their place. Many wore red, white, and blue Maggie hats and Trump-branded gear. Christian bands led sing-alongs before speeches began, and the atmosphere often felt like a cross between a megachurch service and a political rally. One of the most emotional moments came from Kirk's wife, Erica. Fighting back tears, she told the crowd that she had forgiven the alleged killer, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson. "I forgive him because it is what Christ did, and it is what Charlie would do," she said. Erica also vowed to carry on her husband's mission and was introduced as the new CEO of Turning Point USA. She emphasized that instead of violence or chaos in the days after his death, she had witnessed what she described as a revival of faith and unity among his followers. Tributes stretched far beyond family. White House officials, conservative commentators, and members of Turning Point USA all took the stage. Some compared Kirk to historic and even biblical figures. Anna Paulina Luna, a congresswoman from Florida, linked his legacy to George Washington, John F. Kennedy, and Martin Luther King Jr. Others, like Tucker Carlson and Jack Posobiec, drew parallels to Jesus and Moses. Each comparison was aimed at casting Kirk as a transformative figure whose work would outlive him. Rebecca Dunn, an early donor to Kirk's movement, recalled how she and her late husband had first tested him with a fundraising challenge years ago. She said Kirk exceeded every expectation, and their support eventually grew into millions of dollars. "Charlie felt like a son to me," she told the audience, reflecting on the personal bond behind the political cause. The service lasted hours, with chants of USA echoing across the stadium, and speakers insisting Kirk's death would only fuel the conservative movement further. To his supporters, Charlie Kirk's life, and now his death, symbolizes not just activism, but a cause they see as central to America's future. His opponents, however, continue to argue that his rhetoric was divisive, often inflammatory, and at times, dangerous. Yet inside that stadium, the message was clear. Charlie Kirk's followers see him not just as a man, but as a symbol of their fight. Stay subscribed for more videos.